Up early Saturday morning. We're headed up to Hawkins Point, LKQ pick apart. There's a couple good prospects, 2 heavy-duty vans and a pickup truck that have Gen 4 engines and potentially some Wreckport 821 or 823 cylinder heads. So we're headed up there this morning. All right, here we are at the old scrap yard at the old LKQ. All right, we out here. Happy hunting. So the vans and the 3/4 ton truck both didn't work out. So this was our candidate for pulling the engine, a 2008 GMC Yukon Denali with a 6.2 liter L92. So here's our candidate. It's an 08 Denali with an L92. Got the front bumper stripped off. We'll just continue to keep pulling away at it. All right, so we're getting there. We got the fenders off, the hood, got the grill off, the core support, the other fender. This actually isn't why I came in here. It's an 08 Denali. You can tell it's an 08 by looking at the VIN, but also the marker excellence. The GM tag right there, that's only 07, 08. This is an L92, so it's a 6.2. All right, so we got everything off the engine. Got the frame cut on both sides. We're ready to start pulling out the transmission bolts and we'll get this thing out of here. All right, we got most of the bell housing bolts off the back. It's starting to separate. We'll start removing the motor. We'll start removing the motor mounts over here on each side, and we'll cut the frame a little more. There it is, L92, all loose, seatbelt on it, ready to be pulled. Got it separated from the transmission. I'll go get a hoist and get it out of here. All right, we're all ready to pluck this engine out. Got everything hooked up. We'll start yanking. So to summarize the removal, it's about 7 steps. 1, remove the hood, fenders, core support, and anything else on the front clip. 2, cut or remove the radiator hoses, power steering lines, air conditioning lines, oil or transmission coolers, if applicable. 3, remove the intake and accessories if that is an extra charge at the yard that you're at. If not, leave them all on, get the complete assembly. 4, cut the drive shafts, unbolt the transmission mount at the cross member and cut the exhaust. 5, cut the frame and stand on the frame so that it'll tilt the whole engine forward. 6, remove the bell housing bolts and the torque converter bolts so that the engine can be slid off of the transmission once it's leaned forward. And 7, finally, pull the engine out, use a seat belt and some bolts to secure the seat belt to the engine and pull it all out with one of the engine hoists supplied by the yard. So it's a pretty good score, all aluminum L92 from an 08 Yukon Denali. It's got the Wreckport LS3 heads. They're 823s. Get this out of here. So I only pulled this engine as a long block because the junkyard that I go to charges you extra money if you keep the accessories, the intake, the wiring harness, or the ECU. If your junkyard charges you as a complete engine with all those items, my recommendation is to pull all of them and take everything. You will likely need it for your swap. Finally, load up your treasure and take it home. I highly recommend using a tire or an old wheel and tire so that you can set the oil pan of the engine in it so it doesn't rock around when you drive home. You also want to strap it down before leaving. So we got the engine home. It's an L92, 6.2 liter, all aluminum. It's got 823 heads. You can see on the back of the block, 6.2 liter. There it is, 410 horsepower, 415 foot-pounds of torque. Pretty much an LS3. Thanks for watching my video on the Marquee Garage YouTube channel. Hopefully I provided enough information so that you'll want to go out and pull your own junkyard LS engine to take your project to the next level.